Hi friends, it's Hannah and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to be making an iconic decoration throughout New Mexico and large parts of the Southwest of strung chili pods known as a ristra. It's made out of red chili, and I purchased 3 bags of 12-ounce New Mexico red chilies at Walmart for a price of about $15, and I used tiny rubber bands, clear rubber bands made by Goody that I also purchased at Walmart. When you're looking for red chilies, we want the larger red chilies, and try to find chilies that are as soft as possible. You don't want chilies that are hard and brittle. Take 3 of the red chilies, place them together, and taking the rubber band, make a double loop around the top of the chilies. We're going to do this with sets of 3 chilies until we have gone through all 3 12-ounce bags of chilies. There are going to be some chilies that have gaping holes in them, or that the stems come off, or that the stem is at a very strange angle and won't go on to a rubber band, or where the stem does not have a little hook on the end and won't stay in a rubber band. And those you just put to the side. And these chilies are actually used for making red enchilada sauce. And if you've never made it before, it's not difficult to do. It's delicious, and I'm going to leave a recipe for it in the description box. So continue to wrap the sets of 3 chilies until you have gone through the entire 3 bags of chilies. And as you can see, we've gathered a nice big pile of red chili. Now it's time to make the ristra, and I usually use a coat hanger, but I had floral wire that had a huge tangled mess on it, and I use that as my base so that they don't fall off the bottom of the ristra. And the rest of the chilies I string through the floral wire, and holding the stems, I press them down to the bottom of the ristra. Again, you just take the floral wire that's been doubled up, place it in through the rubber bands, in between all 3 chilies, hold on to the stems while you're pushing down, and until you reach the bottom of the ristra. And we're going to position the chilies a little bit so that they fall nicely in a circle all around the floral wire. And very soon you'll see that this ristra begins to take shape so beautifully. It's amazing how beautiful Mother Nature can be. The simplistic beauty of a string of red chili pods and a fragrance that is heavenly. It's just amazing. And you'd also be surprised how quickly this comes together. This is such an easy craft to make. And if you live in the Southwest and you're wondering what to give for Christmas gifts, I have never given a ristra to anyone that didn't absolutely love it. It is such a unique and wonderful gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And here is our completed ristra. Isn't it beautiful? I have decided to decorate the ristra, and I'm going to decorate it with corn husks. I took a handful of corn husks, a large handful of corn husks, and I soaked them in water for about an hour. You want the corn husk to be pliable. And what I did is I added the corn husks together. The corn husks have one edge that's pointed and one edge that's flat. So I put one pointed edge at the top and then one flat edge at the top, and then one pointed edge at the top and one flat edge at the top, and put as many together as you like. We're going to be making messy bows with these corn husks, and they are so easy to make, and they're so cute, and they make your Ristra, they take your Ristra to a whole new level, and they give it a more high-end look, and it really is just beautiful for southwestern decor. So you literally just take a strip of the corn husk, tie it tightly in the center, and then begin fraying the corn husks on one end of your messy bow. And when you're completely finished fraying that side, go to the other side and do the exact same thing. And these corn husk messy bows aren't just good for Ristras, they're good for all kinds of rustic projects. They really have such a unique and beautiful look. There's nothing quite like them. And I don't trim them. I like for them to have an organic look. So some of the ends of the messy bow are squared off and some are pointed. And I just absolutely love the way that these messy bows come together. They are truly beautiful. And here we are just finishing up with this one. I just want to make sure that I've frayed it. And when the corn husks are wet, they're malleable, so you can shape how you want your bow to be so easily, and then just lay it to the side for it to dry and go on and make as many bows as you want. I made 3 to go around the top of the Ristra. And when I was done, I began making tassels. I did it by taking 2 or 3 of the tamale leaves and folding them over, and then taking a string of tamale like I did with the rest of them. I tied up the bottom portion tightly in a double knot bow, exactly like I did with the messy bows, only now we have one side, and we're going to shred that exactly the same way that we did with the messy bows, and we're going to end up with a very puffy either pom-pom or a tassel. I can't decide whether it looks more like a pom-pom or more like a tassel, but these are beautiful, and they go hand in glove with the messy bows, and they look absolutely beautiful as a decoration on the Ristra. And here is a final look of our finished pom-poms and our finished bows that we are going to apply to the Ristra. I begin by adding 3 of the bows on top of the Ristra, and I do this while they're still wet because it's easier to arrange them, and if I need to fray them more, and I can get just exactly the look that I want on the top of this Ristra. And I wait for the pom-poms to dry before I add those, but it's really a good idea if you are going to make this project to add the bows to the top of the Ristra while they are still wet and pliable. And here is how they look on top of our Ristra. And here is how it looks once I have added all of the pom-poms to the Ristra, I absolutely love the way that it looks. And in order to apply them, I used Aleene's clear tacky glue and hot glue. I dipped a little into the Aleene's of the edge, and then I added the hot glue for the quick adhesion, and I began to add them underneath the chili pods where I thought they would look the best. And just so you know, if you add them with glue, the chilies are no longer edible. If you want them to be edible, apply your pom-poms with more floral wire. I so enjoyed making this project for you, and I hope that it inspires you to make something beautiful. Again, thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you next time.